Hey, I'm Ryan with Hornet Discovers, and today I'm going to show you how to format your USB if you're upgrading from something like a controller to an all-in-one system or planning on using a CDJ or XDJ. Now, something to understand, whether it's a hard drive, an SSD, or a flash drive, all the different drives can be partitioned into separate sections of data. And one of the important things is you want the most compatible partition scheme on your flash drive so that it's more compatible with a variety of hardware, whether you're plugging it into a newer all-in-one like the RX3 or an older CDJ. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that on both Mac and Windows. So first, you're going to want to order your USB. What I have here is the SanDisk Extreme Go, which is below the Extreme Pro, but higher than the Ultra. Those top three SanDisk USBs seem to be the most reliable in terms of performance and providing upwards of 300 to 400 megabits per second. And I'll have links for all three of those in the description. First, you're going to want to open Disk Utility, which you'll find under Applications, Utilities. As you see here, if you have a standard MacBook laptop, you'll often just see one drive with multiple volumes. Next, you're going to want to plug in your USB. Most likely, if you haven't plugged in your USB, you'll get this notification asking to allow the accessory to connect. After a few seconds, you'll see on the screen your SanDisk right in Disk Utility. Next, we're going to go ahead and click Erase. Here you can name whatever you'd like. I'm just going to name it DJ. Next, for a format, you have a few options here. Now, it's important to note we want to select FAT to have it formatted on the OS X system as FAT32. It came as exFAT because it's most likely more compatible with Mac and Windows. Alternatively, you could select macOS Extended, but it will not be compatible most likely with other all-in-ones or CDJs or XDJs. So once you select FAT, you can go ahead and click Erase, and it will erase your flash drive and partition it into a FAT volume. Now, as you can see, it's renamed to DJ, and it is now MS-DOS FAT32. Then you can go ahead and unmount the USB drive, and then you can unplug it from your system. Now, do note with FAT32, you can only store up to 4 gigabyte files, and the reason for that is just given the FAT32 partition scheme only allows for an certain amount of size files, as well as the FAT32 volume can only go up so far for sized partitions. With newer volumes like APFS, using the GUID partition schema, you can size up to terabytes and terabytes of large partitions. But that's completely irrelevant. Now for Windows, we're going to do things just slightly differently. If you open up Disk Management, you can see here I have the USB drive plugged in. Unfortunately, on pretty much every version of Windows up until this beta build that's coming out soon on Windows 11, you cannot format these partitions to FAT32 greater than 32 gigabytes. So for example, if I went to go format this one, I don't even have an option actually on this new Windows 11 fresh install. It's just NTFS or exFAT, which, like I said, exFAT works for both Mac and Windows, however won't be the most compatible for your DJ hardware. So what we're going to do is we're going to exit out of this, and we're going to use this FAT32 format GUI. So I'll have a link in the description for this. Basically, it's made by Ridgecrop Consultants. It's a very old GUI that was originally just a command line interface and still works for Windows 11. So what we're going to do is launch that GUI exe, and as you can see here, you want to make sure you select your drive for SanDisk. So you can see this is the 128 gig SanDisk that I have currently formatted as exFAT. We can leave the allocation unit size as default. Don't need to mess with that. Feel free to relabel the volume, and we can go ahead and leave quick format checked, especially if it's a fresh disk. We don't really need to have a full format because there's no data on there anyway. So we can go ahead and click start, and as you can see, we can now see that it is formatted as FAT32. Now when you plug your flash drive back in and open Rekordbox to do an export, it will ask you if you want to use the selected devices on Rekordbox. Go ahead and click yes. And if you click on your newly formatted drive, you can go ahead and see in general, all the way at the bottom, all the space that your flash drive should be able to support. Then if you go to the top left and select export, And then at the bottom, you can open up Sync Manager and sync any custom playlists that you'd like, or just manually sync the songs as you'd like. So I hope that was a pretty straightforward demonstration on how to format your USB with both Mac and Windows. And hopefully now you can use your USB on all-in-one controllers, XDJs, CDJs, etc. I myself am looking to utilize something other than the controller, which is why I needed this USB. So I hope this helps other people looking to do the same thing. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching.